interview process, it's very important to say the right things, but it's also very important not to say the wrong things. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 things to never say in a job interview. Things to never say. Number one, the number one item to never say is, I hate my current employer. I hate my team members. I hate my friends. I hate my life. I dislike certain items. You want to come off as being a positive person, even if there's a lot going on in your personal life. The job search is not the easiest process, but certainly keep that positivity throughout the interview and avoid using words like hate, dislike. Those won't get you the job. Instead of using I hate, I dislike, let's use positive words such as enjoy, really, like. Do not use those other negative words. You want the employer to see you in a positive light. This is the first impression for you to hopefully continue to move forward in the interview process and hopefully land that job offer. If you're new to my channel, I'm Rita Baruti, Career Success Coach. I'm here to empower you through your job search and your whole career. Please subscribe and we can reach more people so that they can get the best advice for their career and their job search. They could land that great opportunity that they've been looking for. And why listen to me? I am a recruiter, a former hiring director and CPA. I will give you the best advice where you don't have to go anywhere else. This next one we are going to talk through is critical. Very, very critical. Please listen in on this whole video to see how everything comes together. So regarding what not to say, what never to say, do not volunteer additional information that is not required. Let me give you a few examples, and this is how I coach my mentees on how to land that job and how to not get overlooked. So some examples here. Critical, again, you do not volunteer more information than needed, than asked for. One of them is, during this time, layoffs, restructuring, if you lost your job, and they did not specifically ask if you lost your job, do not offer that information. You do not have to mention why you left your company unless legally they can ask you, which again, I'm not a legal expert, if you feel that will help them make a better decision. In all honesty, it's not required. What's required is bringing your best self forward. What's not required, what to never say is, I got laid off. I was affected by a restructuring event. I was affected by this negative event. Do not offer the information if it is not asked for. And again, some areas of the world, they can't even ask you this question. Another item I always tell my mentees, the ones that are trusting me to give them the best advice in their job search and throughout their career, please be aware. Although there should not be bias in the world, in the interview process, there still is bias. Let's eliminate the bias by not offering additional information. Let's not volunteer so much information that could potentially trigger a bias. Again, we don't want biases to occur. They shouldn't be occurring in the interview process, but they do. So please make sure we're not sharing too much. We want to share just enough that we impress the employer and we don't create any biases, because they do exist in the world. Another item to never say in a job interview. Don't say you have no questions. You have all of the information you need. And they gave you so much information that it covered all of the questions that you were thinking about asking. You have to ensure you can ask a question during the interview process. Never say, I don't have any questions. That might trigger the employer to think that you're not as interested. You haven't been thinking through all the information that you're receiving, The best way to ask a question, if they already covered all of your questions, but indirectly, without even you asking, is to leverage what you're learning and ask a follow-up question. Leverage that information that you're receiving and then ask a follow-up question. Just please never say, I have no question. Another item to never say in the interview: how much am I going to get paid in this job? Yes, this is very critical information. Yet, our goal, your goal, is to land the job and to assess your job offer after you have done an amazing job that really impresses the employer. That will give you leverage in your job offer. So right for now, I know it's important. Finances, your financial freedom is important. And you want to care for yourself and family and even sometimes help friends. But let's leave this question until hopefully that offer stage where we're negotiating and we are further assessing the value that we could bring to this organization. And now you have gathered a lot of information from them. So that's a better time to assess if the job offer is competitive and if it's something that is really interesting to you. Now, another item to never say in an interview: how many days will I get off? How many vacation days will I have? How many sick days will I have? These are great questions and very important for you making a decision, because you want to make sure the company is fair, they're competitive, and they value time off, and they value someone's wellness, their physical and mental health, by giving these benefits. But it's not the right time to ask, because you want them to really assess your interest. So ask questions that get to your interest level. Ask questions that will impress them to make an offer or to move forward in the process, versus asking a question that really should be asked during the offer stage. This question is best at the offer stage. You will assess this further in that stage. But in the interview stage, when they're learning more about you, let's ask questions that are going to trigger the offer and not going to get in the way of them thinking about moving forward in the interview process. Those 5 items that we just went through to never say in the interview process, please never say them. Now, since you stayed till the end, I'm giving you a bonus tip. The bonus tip here is another item to never say in the interview process, and that is: what will my job responsibilities be? What do you think the employer is going to think about when they hear this? First, you haven't done research, you haven't been listening to them, and you really are not prepared. It's going to be very tough for an employer to move forward if you ask, what are the job responsibilities? Instead, leverage this: I saw that one specific responsibility outlined in the job description was XYZ. In regards to that responsibility, can you please tell me more about that and what the expectations are in order to be successful with that specific responsibility? Thanks again for staying till the end. Please look at my playlist where I have all of my interview questions and answers. And please stay tuned every week, because I will be bringing you a new video.